In business, the government projects that the economy will slow to 0.6% this year due to the negative impact of Covid-19, then rebound to 6.4% next year. Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani says the economic recovery will, however, depend on a global solution to Covid-19. And as Betty Kiptum narrates, the government is banking on good weather to support agriculture as well as ongoing investments in the Big Four agenda projects and rebounding of trade.
The coronavirus has ravaged most economies. That has seen some economies going into recession, while others are registering growth but at very low rates. Initially, the National Treasury had projected a 6% economic growth this year for Kenya. That was revised down to at least 2.5% after COVID-19 struck. But this has changed based on the prolonged impact of COVID-19.
In this respect, economic growth for 2020 is projected at 0.6%. in 2020 and 6.4% in 2021.
He expects the economy to rebound to 6.4% next year and register a growth rate above 6% over the next 5 years.
The growth outlook will be supported by stable macroeconomic environment, ongoing investments in strategic priorities of the government under the Big Four agenda, turnaround in trade and as economies recover from COVID-19 pandemic, and expected favorable weather that will support agricultural output.
Yatani made the remarks in Nairobi during the launch of the public hearing on 2021-2022 budget, which will be anchored on fiscal consolidation.
And we are going to rein in on this, some of the notorious counties, at the same time state enterprises, because the expenditure we undertake, we do it on behalf of the public.
This calls for reduction or reducing government expenditure, prudence in use of public resources, and expanding the tax base.
We'll also want to reduce on the pace of implementation of some projects. Some projects that we can do now, others can postpone in the future until normalcy resumes in the economy.
The government projects a 7.1% of the GDP budget deficit for the 2021-2022 financial year, of which 3.3% would be sourced from foreign borrowing that Parliament is cautioning.
The burden of benefits of use of resources and public debt should be shared equitably between us and the future generation. We cannot afford to overburden the future generation.
The situation is highly sustainable. It's sustainable enough. We've never defaulted, and we can't default because about the pride and the integrity, the dignity of our country. We have to pay what we owe other countries or creditors.
The Treasury expects KRA to collect 16.2% of GDP in revenue for the next financial year.